Well, hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Praying that you guys are all keeping well, and thank you for tuning in. Wanted to share something that I was really encouraged by, and this was something that I noticed from a good friend of mine at the church that we are attending. And there's something that he does very, very often that I noticed that was just really encouraging to me, and I honestly believe that this is how God the Father looks at the work that we do in the kingdom as well. I honestly believe that. I think when we get to heaven that he's going to have the same type of reaction with regards to the things that we do for him. So to actually give a specific example here, there was one of the guys in and around our neighborhood was interested in having more talks about biblical matters, about faith, Christianity, etc., etc. And so he dropped by the church during a time that that family was there, started asking questions and started getting connected a little bit more. And that was subsequently shared with us about the fact that there's someone else that's interested in having conversations and just to keep this guy in prayer. So we then find out about a week later that the same gentleman has attended one of the Bible studies that happens at the church every Tuesday night. And we heard about this from this friend of mine that I spoke about at the beginning of the video. So he's sharing with us that there's a new person that has attended Bible study and he's asking questions about Christianity, and that's like literally it. So that's great news. I'm not knocking that at all. That's fantastic news. But here he actually started to begin to tear up a little bit because of how happy he was that someone was even asking questions about Christianity and someone was even interested in coming out to the church. And I have to be honest, while this was happening, I'm thinking, well, I mean, he's not even saved yet. You know, we don't know at what stage things are at. It's great that he's asking questions, but we don't know where this is going to go. He could be around for a day, he could be around for a week, a month, and then drop off and lose interest, etc. That's honestly, that was my first thoughts, and I have repented for that, just so you know. And here's our friend. His name is Wayne, by the way. So here's Wayne, literally in tears of joy about the fact that someone is just having conversations about Christianity and interested in attending the church. But the reason why he's so excited about this is because of the fact that God is moving in someone's heart. Here I am thinking it's a very small deal. Here Wayne is just overjoyed at the fact that this is all taking place. And this has happened on many occasions, many different things that have come up over the course of attending this church and running events together, etc., etc. And every time God does something, every time even a small amount of finances are covered for something, for the things that we're doing as a church, or anytime there's supernatural provision, but even on a small scale, like we're talking $50 to $100, really not big amounts of money, he could not be happier. I don't think I've ever seen someone rejoice more in the little things. And I sincerely believe that that is the heart of God the Father as well. I really, really do. I think that when we stand before him and he's going to recount all the things that we've done for him, I think that he's going to be just as excited, probably more so, because the Bible says that we are co-laborers with him, and the Bible also says not to forsake humble beginnings as well. The reality is that nothing we ever do for him is going to be perfect. There's going to be a flaw in everything we do. Every conversation we have with anybody about the gospel, about our testimony, about our faith, I can guarantee we can walk away from that conversation or that event thinking that we could always do better. That's just human nature. I don't think there's ever been a time where I've walked away from anything I've done and said, yes, that's perfect. I couldn't have improved at all. But God is not after perfection. He's after obedience. There's a quote that I really enjoy that applies very, very well to this video, which is that the smallest act is better than the greatest intention. And then being able to sit back and enjoy the fruit that was produced from that action. There's nothing wrong with that. It even talks about that in Ecclesiastes 5. It's good to enjoy the work of one's hands. And I think especially when it comes to the kingdom. Now, obviously, I'm not talking about getting prideful about these kinds of things for sure, but no, enjoy the work of your hands. Enjoy and be thankful and rejoice in the little things. Because even if it's small, even if it seems small to you, we don't know what God's going to do with that. We don't know how big it's going to get. We don't know where it's going to go. And it a lot of times has to start small so that God can determine that he can trust us as it gets bigger. It says that in Luke. So my main point today is just don't forsake humble beginnings and rejoice in everything. No matter how big, how small, if God does something, it's amazing. It's a miracle in and of itself. And it's worth rejoicing over so that we can continue to look back and see how faithful he is in the small and in the big. And everything that he does is great. Every good and perfect thing comes from him. So be encouraged at the things that you're doing. Don't lose hope. The Bible says that hope deferred makes the heart sick. So keep at it. And don't be discouraged if you're not seeing things play out in the way that you were expecting. Rejoice in the little things. Be happy and thankful at everything that God is doing, and have fun. So I pray that that encouraged you guys today. I love you guys sincerely, and I'm praying for you, and I will see you soon.